Hey guys. Hi, how is everyone doing? I hope you are doing well. This is going to be a general reading for fire sign Leo, the lion. All right, so it is going to cover, since it's a general reading, anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc. And of course, money and all forms of abundance. It is also a timeless reading, can read for people before or after the time frame of February 18th to March 18th. All right, so always keep that in mind as well. For some people, it can take 6 months to show up in the future, or even a year. And for some people, it could be 6 months in the past, or even a year in the past, or more or less on both sides. All right, so I pulled all your cards, and we're going to get into it here in a moment here, Leo. But I do want to go over a couple of things and then do a quick sound bell just to ground our energy and for some general healing for the reading as well before we get into it. So I wanted to say, if you're new, welcome. And even if you're not new and you're coming back, welcome back. I do take one photo at the end of all of the cards after the live is done, in case you want to see it more up close and detailed at a later time. All you have to do is click in the description box below and follow the instructions there, just to see where it is and where I post it on their Facebook and all of that. If you want to, what else? Yes, if you are not, let's say as an example, a Leo sun sign, a rising Leo, or have your moon in Leo, there still may be a message for you here, as we all have all 12 zodiac signs throughout each individual birth charts, right? So you have Leo somewhere in your chart, so there may still be a message here for you. So yeah, everybody is welcome. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a little sound bell here. Just be aware it does get a little loud if you're listening with headphones, or if you're just sensitive in general to loud noises. So if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out whenever, or you can just listen as well. All right. All right. All right, Leo, I'm gonna actually put this over here just because we have a lot of stuff already on the table. All right, so let's get into your reading here. I'm just going to set my little general timer and put it over there. So we are going to let me start that again. We are going to start in the center and then work outwards and talk about the tarot confirmation cards, also what's on top and bottom of each deck, since I'm using two different decks. And then at the very end, we have two oracle cards for you as well. So let's go ahead and call these out here, Leo. We have Two of Cups in the reverse position, King of Swords right side up, Prince of Staves, and also known as Prince of Wands right side up. The Lovers in the reverse position, the Empress right side up, Two of Sacred Circles, also known as Two of Pentacles right side up. The Justice card in the right side up position, Five of Staves or Five of Wands right side up, and Six of Cups in the reverse position here. So let's go ahead also too, before we get too deep into it, and talk about the other zodiac signs as far as the major arcana that have shown up here for you today, Leo. So we have two cards with Libra energy. We have Pisces, and we also have Gemini. So what does that mean? It could be that you're dealing with one person that's one of those signs, or multiple people, or you have some of those signs predominantly in your birth chart. Sorry, I think I have dog hair or my hair on my face, or it has something to do with the general astrology or collective unconscious, or it means nothing at all. But I did want to mention it. And when we're on each of those cards, I'll remind everybody too what kind of energy is there. All right. So I only do the major arcana as far as what other zodiac signs I see. But if you're really into tarot, or even want to Google it and you're looking at the photo later, you can even look at the I said minor or major. Okay, so the major arcanas are the ones I'm doing, but if you want to look it up later, you can look up the minor arcanas, zodiac signs, if you want. All right, anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so this first row here going across, okay, is energy around, right? It's just a suggestion from February 18th through February 28th, the end of February right here. The second row is energy from around, again, March 1st through March 9th. And the last row here is the week where, well, we're kind of still in this week, but it goes into the next one too. So the last row is from about March 9th through March 18th or so. Again, nothing here is exact, okay? And it depends on when you're watching your reading. Okay, but usually when we talk about the first couple of cards and also to your confirmation cards, your first two over here that we'll talk about later, there is energy from the recent past that could still be kind of affecting and, which cards are showing up or trickling in, energy still coming in. Okay, so what is the recent past? It will be different for everybody. It could be a couple of days ago, hours, months, weeks, years, etc. Okay, well, we start off your reading here, Leo, with the Two of Cups in the reverse position. Now, this speaks of possibly some kind of union. There's different types of unions. It could be multiple unions or just one type for you, right? It could be romantic. It could be a work partnership. It could be with friends or family or even different parts of yourself, okay? But normally when it's right side up, each person is giving and receiving the same amount of energy. It would be divinely guided, higher vibrational union, okay? But here in the reverse, okay, it is some stagnant energy and it's something going on where maybe this union, isn't working like it normally would be in some way, or something about this union is coming up for review or something to look at here, okay? But we'll get more into it in just a moment here, all right? But it's not the end of the world. Like I always say, every reading always has like one or two blockages or a little bit of stagnant energy, okay? So you still have some really amazing cards, all right? And you do have four major arcanas when I was calling out the zodiac signs. That also speaks of a lot of upcoming change happening, could have already started to happen for some of you guys or hasn't happened yet, okay? So keep that in mind as well. But let's go ahead and get into what is on the top and the bottom of your other deck here in relation to the first card, the Two of Cups in the reverse position. Now these two cards, let me come closer so you can see, is energy from the way back past, so further back than the recent past, okay? All right, so what we have here is the High Priestess on the top of the deck right here, this one. And then over here, we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse position. So could be that in the way back past here, Leo, somebody was using their intuition, their inner guidance system, their gut reaction and feeling to things, okay? They were also learning, something could be about secrets or secret knowledge, the occult, right? Or just utilizing their own knowledge for themselves, knowledge, again, of their intuition, knowledge of self, that kind of thing, okay? But then on the other side of it, all right, we do have the Queen of Swords in the reverse position. So when the sword is upside down, it does speak of mental confusion, anxiety, worry, or overthinking for some. It could also be a little bit of a hesitancy to level up, because if the queen was right side up, right, she would be at the highest level of a queen. Normally be a princess and then a queen, but she's not a princess, she's a queen, but she's in reverse. So there could have been in the way back past this energy of somebody not ready to level up in a relationship, in a work partnership, with friends or family or different parts of themselves in a certain way, okay? But again, it will be a little bit different for everybody. But let's keep going. As we go throughout the reading, we'll get even more information. All right, so not to worry, like I said, it's just a little bit of an energetic blockage or some stagnant energy here. Let me just make sure that We have a little bit of music, so to distract the animals. All right, so then we go from the Two of Cups, okay, in the reverse position, to now the King of Swords, right side up. And remember, you had in the way back past, the Queen of Swords was in reverse, okay? Now you have the King of Swords right side up. So it looks like pretty quickly that energy is turned around in a certain way. Someone gains mental clarity. Someone is using their emotions in a positive way, right, to be more clear-headed, right, to use the more logical side of the situation, or just in general. When they could also be, if this is not you, Leo, or the other person, or multiple people, general environment situation, could be now ready to level up in some way in a romantic situation, or work partnership with friends or family, or even self-love, different parts of yourself, okay? But this is for momentum, and this is progress, positive energy here, okay? And again, this was that last week of February that we're talking about here in the first rub. So then moving forward, we have the Prince of Staves, also known as the Prince of Wands, right side up, all right? And here we have this young Egyptian man, okay, who's learning and training how to eventually become the king, right? So what we see in the background, in the very back here, is the Nile River. And if you've seen me before, you know, I'm broken record, but I have to say it, right? Water, just like the cups in the chair, represent our emotions, okay? So he's learning how to use his emotions in a healthy, balanced way to take on a leadership role, okay? To be the best self that he can be, okay? If he is in a position of eventually becoming a king and having responsibility and duties to help others, right? Okay, and then also with him being a prince, or even if it was a princess, let's say, he's open to learning new things. He's still training for this position, right? And so this is kind of, I always say, anytime the prince or princesses, or even the knights, okay, it's same thing as a prince, show up, it's like we should always kind of cultivate that energy of being open to learning new things, regardless of our age or our status at work or what have you, okay? But this is, again, forward momentum, progress, positive energy here. Excuse me. The other thing I would say too is that sometimes with the princess, sorry, not princess, with the prince or the knight, right? It could be a small offer or medium. I'm not saying, actually, let me take that back. It's not a small offer because that would be a page. It's more of a medium-sized offer. Could have come in towards the end of February or even the first week of March that we're still in, okay? And what is a small offer? As an example, a small offer, if it was a page, could have been an email, let's say, okay? And then a medium-sized offer, because we're talking about medium-sized offer, could be someone texts you, they want to meet up in person, or they call you. It's like the next step, okay? So it's not a huge, like, I'm giving you the position of the CEO, I want to have babies with you and get married. It's not that big, but it's like a level up, okay? So when we say there could have been a communication here that maybe you gave to someone or someone gave to you, okay, or two parties or two energies, two corporations, what have you. But it also could have been, if it's none of those things, it could have been a communication from the universe, from your spirit guides, your guardian angels, your ancestors, something like that, okay? But it is still all those other things we mentioned, right? Progress, for momentum, learning, being open to learning, channeling the emotions in a positive way. All right, now moving forward, we're in the second row here, so energy around, right? Not exact, March 1st through March 9th, okay? We have the lovers here, and that's some of that Gemini energy, all right? But this time the lovers is in the reverse position. Now, it's interesting that both the lovers and the Two of Cups showed up in your reading, and they're both in the reverse position, right? Not to worry, again, it's not the biggest deal breaker or anything, but if they were both right side up, they would represent oh my gosh, I can't talk. They would both represent, high vibrational love, okay? So again, divinely guided, equal give and take, a balance of masculine and feminine energy that we all have inside of us, regardless of how we identify, right? Or our gender here, but they were both in the reverse position. Excuse me. So when this shows up again in the second row here, the Lovers in reverse, it could be that somebody is still struggling here with the masculine and feminine energies, or just also balance issues in general, right? Somebody could be giving too much. Somebody is not giving enough. Again, in a romantic relationship, in a work partnership, with friends or family, all right, or not working with your shadow side if you're talking about self-love and different parts of yourself coming together, or maybe if it's not that you're not doing your shadow work, it could be that you're trying to be too positive, but I guess that would be the same thing as not doing your shadow work. So yeah, I don't know. It could be lots of different things, okay? But it is coming up again. So it's like this issue either wasn't resolved, or it could be that something triggers you to go back to that energy, or the other person, if it's not you here, Leo. It could be the other person that you're dealing with, or multiple people, general environment situation, okay? But let's get into, excuse me, my nose is itchy. What's on the top and the bottom of your other deck here, to get even more insight into why the Lovers could be in the reverse position again, okay? Or not again, but it's very similar, again, to the Two of Cups in reverse, okay? Turn this down, sorry. Okay, so what we have here is energy from the way back past again, all right? And so what we have is on top here, we have the Prince of Swords in reverse and the Five of Swords in reverse, okay? So it looks like here, Leo, in the way back past, either you yourself or another person, multiple people, general environment situation, did have some mental confusion, was having a hard time processing their emotions in a positive way, or processing their emotions along with their logical mind. Maybe they were shutting one off and not working with the other. Okay, something here. But then that Prince of Swords in reverse was a catalyst card, because then they started to get their self together, get their shit together per se, right? And we have the Five of Swords in reverse. That's actually how you want to see that card. Because when it's right side up, okay, this person is very defensive and they're carrying too many swords, and the swords are going down. So there's a competitive energy in this card if it was right side up, with that they themselves and other people, but also not knowing when they've won, focusing too much on the past and the future, and not being enough in the present moment. But it came out reversed here for you. So that's how you want to see that card. And that's good, right? To see the progress even in the way back past here of being confused, trying to channel emotions in a positive way, then saying, okay, I need to focus more on the present moment. I need to stop being so competitive and defensive with myself and possibly others. All right. But this could be why this is coming up again, just like the Two of Cups in reverse, that somebody here is giving too much or not enough, or there's not the correct balance of masculine and feminine energy within any type of partnership, romantic, work, friends, family, creative projects, partnerships, what have you, okay, or even different parts of yourself. All right, so it could be that only one person has done this work and the other person hasn't, or if we're talking about two energies, one energy did it and the other one didn't, or if we're talking about even corporations or different jobs, offers, or whatever it is. Okay, one person did it and the other didn't, okay, or just the energy in general. All right, so it will be a little different for everybody, but we just had to, go over that real quickly. So I'll put that over here since we talked about that. Now, like I was saying before, when there's an energetic blockage or something going on, right, it's not too much to worry. It's not fun when it happens, of course, but it happens in all readings, and all humans experience that at some point in their life, okay? So we go from the Lovers in the reverse position to now the wonderful Empress in the right side up position, okay? And here we have one of your first Libra card energies here. So again, you could be dealing with a Libra, or have a lot of Libra in your chart, or they do, or it's in the astrology, or it's just the energy showing up here, okay? It doesn't have to mean something necessarily like that, all right? But this is now we're getting into the energy of the Empress is like the businesswoman of the tarot deck, or the CEO woman of the tarot deck, right? Even if you're not a woman, it's just the representation in this card, okay? But she is using her emotions in a positive way with the waterfall in the background. She's planting seeds for the future. She's pregnant here. She's all about feminine energy, creativity, right, that we all have inside of us, even if you are male or regardless of how you identify, right? We all have that. But she is making hard decisions. And also, she's sitting on her throne, this really comfy chair here. Okay, so she has a lot of support around her. She has her support system, a team of people supporting her, okay, to make those decisions or to help her in what she's planning for the future here. So this is really nice to see here for you, Leo, and it could be that you're kind of in that energy already in this week of that Empress energy, okay? And if it is, again, Libra energy, because you have another Libra card a little further down that we'll talk about. Libra is known for the justice and the balance scales, right? So they're like things in proportion, balance, okay? So it could be that you are striving for that, as we all usually are, or someone around you is helping you to strive for that here. But it is, like I said, for momentum and progress, okay? Now moving forward, your sixth card here is the Two of Sacred Circles, also known as the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so this is an energy of juggling a lot of different things at once, okay? But it is about getting your priorities straight and slowly building your abundance. That could be money, that could be whatever you want to manifest in your life, okay? Because there is that kind of juggling energy here. It's not a 10 of Pentacles, which would be a completion card. It's not 6 of Pentacles, it's 2, but it is on its way up. Okay, so it is growing slowly. It is still progress, all right? And here we see this Native American man that has his feather and his drum, and he's calling on the spirit of the bear to help him, okay? To help him weather the difficult storms in his life, okay? The long winter, right? Even if it's just a metaphor, but also the hibernation mode of how do I save my resources, my health, my energy, my finances, okay? How do I juggle all these things and still remain in my power and strong, all that stuff, okay? So that could be something that, sorry, my table keeps making noise when I lean on it. I'll try to stop doing that. But like I said, that could be the energy that you're in right now here, Leo, depending on when you're watching. And it's not a bad energy, right? It's just somebody really trying to put all the pieces together and give them the correct proportions and balance, so to speak, okay? Excuse me 1 second, guys. My allergies, all right. Need something to drink. Okay, so as we go forward now, we're talking about your last row across here, and this could be energy around March 9th through March 18th, right? Not exact or anything, okay? But again, here is this time your second Libra card energy, the official Libra card in the tarot, okay, with the Justice here in the right side up position. All right, so here we see this woman sitting down here. She's got the light and the dark pillars, one on each side, very similar to, and we'll go back for a second, the High Priestess, that Pisces energy that you also had in the beginning of the reading in the way back past. Okay, they both have that light and the dark pillar. Okay. So when the Justice card shows up here, again, it could be you're dealing with a Libra, or I feel like it's not necessarily a Libra person or something. There's nothing going on as far as Libra in the astrology for this time. I reviewed my notes earlier because I was like, why are all these Libra's cards coming out, right? So it could just really be the themes of balance, of wanting things to be in the correct proportions, but also when we talk about the Justice card, it's about morals, right? You see kind of like the 10 Commandments stones down here on the bottom. And so there's also a snake that's going around this woman's legs. Okay, so it's about evolution and how things change. But also she has, instead of the balance scales in this deck, she has the sword, right? So the sword again is our mind, our intellect, our logical side of our brain here. So how can we use that to make things have a more equal give and take with others? It could bring up issues around, law enforcement or legal battles or something like that, but it doesn't have to for everybody, all right? It's just really that kind of theme, again, of balance, because you had the Empress here before. When we were talking about the Two of Cups and the Lovers in reverse, right? The opposite of equal give and take, so a lack of balance. So it could just be that you or someone you're dealing with or multiple people, general environment situation, is really striving for these things, is really drawn to these type of themes, okay? And somebody also, when we talk about the Justice card, right, Lady Justice, or even the Greek version here, I actually have her, if you can see. She's also blindfolded. I don't know if you can see in the light there, but she's got a blindfold on. And this one, she has a hood over her eyes, okay? So it's like blindly trusting in something that that you hope, or multiple people hope, will work out for the best, that everybody will have the best intentions, everybody will be fairly judged and processed, and justice will come out for all kind of energy here, all right? So moving forward, we have one of my favorite cards that I think came out in the Virgo reading too. I can't remember now. Yeah, Virgo. Anyway, it's the Five of Staves or Five of Wands energy here. Okay, so this is all about, maybe there's a support system that can come in here for you, Leo, if this reading is about you, or you're feeling like it's more about you and resonating with you. Or it could be that a support system is going to come in here and help the person that you're dealing with, or multiple people, general environment situation. But this card is about taking things a little bit less serious, having different options, and working with your support system, friends, family, mental health care worker, etc., to have different a plan A, a plan B, C, D, E, F, even, right? Of saying your friends coming over, as an example, and being like, okay, why don't you put this Egyptian building that we're working on, because this is Egypt here with these architects, let's put it over here. And then your other friend's like, nah, let's put it over here. And then someone else is like, well, what if we try it here? So it's like having the pencil instead of the pen, so you can erase, so you can change things, being open to the changes that could happen and trying to foresee them the best way possible. But also the main thing, leaning on your support system so they can have your back, even if it's just energetically or spiritually, or even if they can help you physically in some way, that's even better, okay? But this is a nice card to see, and it is always like, when something could be very serious, this comes in and is like, let's lighten it up just a little bit, okay, with that support system. So that's why it's one of my personal favorite cards. All right. Not saying it's easy to do, but it is always needed somewhere in some way. All right, now moving forward here, Leo, we have your last card in the main center is the Six of Cups in the reverse position here, okay? Now, this could be saying a few different things for different people, since it's a general reading, right? But with the Six of Cups, it could be that this is telling you not to go back to something that you used to do in the past, a person you used to associate, or a type of energy in the past, okay? It could also be telling you not to stay in a nostalgic mood about something or way of doing something, all right? But it also could be for some on the other side that somebody has graduated in some way. When the card is right side up, you see this kind of alchemist dude here, right? And his apprentice, young guy in the background, okay? So when it's reversed, it could be that now this young apprentice has become a master, okay? So they're letting go of the past. They've already learned those lessons. They are letting go of the nostalgic, childlike point of view, right? That the Six of Cups brings up. When you talk about the Six of Cups right side up, it's almost like that childlike point of view. Before you have to pay bills and a lot of bad or even difficult, not necessarily bad, but difficult things have happened to you, you might have thought that life is all roses, right? But when the Six of Cups is in reverse, it's not a bitter or negative point of view, it's a more adult point of view, right? So the apprentice is now the master and saying there's good and bad in everything, okay? So it could just be coming into more of an adult-like viewpoint here, Leo, for you yourself or the other person that you're dealing with or multiple people, general environment situation, okay? But yeah, I mean, I think that for the majority of you, I feel like it is some type of graduation kind of energy, or it could also just be you separating from the past, from something that no longer works for you, or this nostalgic feeling that you were trying to recreate, that you don't necessarily need to recreate. Okay. So now let's go ahead and get into the tarot confirmation cards here. I'll go ahead and call them out in order, and then we'll go by one. All right, so we have the Six of Swords in the right side up position. We have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse, and we have the Knight of Swords right side up. Okay. So one other thing too, I think I counted them earlier. Yes, I did. Okay. So another thing is, as far as the minor arcana here in your reading, Leo, the majority of the minors are all swords. So you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 swords cards. You had 2 cups and 2 pentacles. And then I think you only had, and 2 wands. Okay, so still the majority is the sword. So what does that mean? It could be that underlying theme for this time period and even beyond and before, right, is that there's something going on with the mental energy of somebody here. Okay, so using the sword as either a weapon or a tool. And the sword is our logical mind, our brain, okay? So when we talk about Libra energy, that is an air energy that showed up here in your reading. We also have Gemini, which is also air energy that showed up in your reading, okay? And then we have Pisces, that's more water sign energy. So I won't include the Pisces energy here, but with the 3 air energies that showed up and then all these swords, there could be an underlying theme of you're reading here, Leo, really about, am I having a more balanced approach in my mental with what's going on up here, right? Or is the other person having a balanced approach that way? Is it something that they're lacking or that I'm lacking or that I need to work on? Maybe it's not a lacking per se, but just something I need to work on and get more grounded energy. So maybe some earth energy, right? Since you're a fire sign, okay? So if you have too much air, the fire either goes out, right? Or it gets bigger. So how can I make it like the fire just stays at the level you want it to be at, right? So just something to think about, all right? Now going into your first tarot confirmation card here, the Six of Cups in the right side up position, and this is energy from the recent past, and it will be different for everybody how recent that is for you, okay? But what we have here is possibly some issues of trust, okay? Because the person that's in the boat has their back to the other person that's steering the boat. There's still progress, they're moving forward, but all the swords are going down. So there's something about trust or betrayal, and it's also about mental confusion, anxiety, worry, or overthinking. Again, being too much up in the head here in the recent past, all right? And it could have something to do with somebody's emotions because all this water that's in the card since they're in a boat, all right? But the Six of Swords is coming in here and it is confirming the Two of Cups in reverse, the Lovers in reverse, and the Justice card right side up, okay? So hopefully you can see all those there for a second. All right, so we'll go one by one. Oh my God, sorry guys, 1 second again. I keep losing my voice or yes, good times. That's what happens when you talk a lot and you have allergies. Okay, anyway, when the Six of Swords comes in here and is confirming this Two of Cups in reverse, right? So this is more future, current, present energies, and this is energy from the recent past. So it could be why a union, a romantic union, work partnership union, a union with friends or family, or different parts of yourself is not in the highest vibration, or someone is giving too much, or the other person is not giving enough, vice versa, right? However it is, it could be because there's some trust issues or some betrayal energy around because somebody is overwhelmed by their emotions and this is causing mental confusion, anxiety, worry, overthinking in some way. All right. Same thing with the Lovers in reverse, because we know that it's very similar to the Two of Cups already. So it could be the reason why somebody's masculine and feminine energies on the base level that we all have inside of us, regardless of gender, how you identify, okay, is out of balance. And it could be, again, because in the recent past there was issues with somebody dealing with their emotions and it clouded their judgment and caused mental confusion, anxiety, worry, overthinking, okay? So there was still progress in the recent past, but maybe it wasn't exactly at the speed that somebody wanted, or both people wanted, or both energies wanted, okay, or multiple people wanted, okay, because it came up twice, right? Because one is just like the other. So it's like, okay, in the recent past, maybe it was like, wasn't perfect, right? But it was still functional, okay? But maybe now in the more present energies, it's not working that way, and we have to identify it. You have to, if it's about you or even the other person or multiple people, general environment, these things, need to be looked at, but it's not the end of the world. Like I said, we all have different times where we have stagnant energy or energetic blockages. Okay. Now moving forward, though, we finally have, right, the Justice in the right side up position. So here, the Six of Swords in the right side up position was a catalyst card in the recent past to now have somebody being like, okay, these things are going to be weighed and balanced, okay? And we want it to be fair for everyone, for both parties, both energies, what have you, different parts of yourself, whatever it is, okay? And we want change and evolution to happen. We don't want it to stay the way, even it was here in the recent past with the Six of Swords right side up. We want it to change and grow with the snake here at the bottom, right? We want to maybe even set up some rules, or even if it's not necessarily rules that are like really strict, but when we think about the 10 Commandments, right? Just an example, not commenting on any religious stuff, right? But it's like Moses gave the 10 Commandments of like, these are the rules we should live by. These are the morals we should live by, to have things more balanced and have more civilized society, whatever, right? So it could be even just drafting that up here for you yourself, Leo, or for the other person or multiple people, general environment situation, okay? That's the other thing I forgot to mention earlier with the Justice card here. All right, but moving forward, because we're just confirming the cards we already talked about. We have the Four of Pentacles, also from the recent past, in the reverse position. And this is actually how you want to see this card, because it means in the recent past, somebody let go of this restrictive energy, this controlling energy, this operating from a place of fear or lack, okay? Someone's decided that wasn't making them more abundant, not only with their money and coins and pentacles, but with whatever they were trying to manifest in their life, right? He's hiding a coin under each foot, one on his lap and one on his head here. So his arms aren't open and ready to see for more coins, okay? So actually his actions here, if you were in that energy in the recent past or someone was around you, blocks the growth. So somebody learned that. Okay, you learned that, Leo, or the other person you're dealing with did, or multiple people, general environment situation. So that is a good thing. And then what does it confirm? All cards in a positive growth for momentum progress way. So it, can see that that energy worked out. The more that you let go of the fear, the control, the restrictive energy, operating from a place of lack. There's never enough. There's never enough. I have to hold on really tightly to this person, really tightly to my money, really tightly to this way of living or whatever it is, okay? It wasn't working, and so somebody learned that, okay? And the more, let's do it one by one, the more that they did that, or you did that, Leo, right? Then you have more clarity, and you can level up in some way in a relationship, at work, with friends or family, or even different parts of yourself, and using your emotions in a nice, balanced way. The more that you let go of that restrictive, fear-based energy, and restrictive energy, and now you're not coming from a place of lack or fear, or controlling energy. You can be that businesswoman, that CEO, excuse me, you can be that queen. You can have more support from your support system, whatever that may be. You can plant seeds for the future. You can get into more creative energy. You can, again, balance your emotions in a positive way, right, with the waterfall there too. So very nice. And then with the Five of Staves, right side up here, it's like, yes, rely on the support system. If you feel, or the other person feels, or general environment, multiple people feel that they need to control everything, that they need to come from a place of fear or lack, okay, or they just can't see a way forward, rely on your support system. Try not to take it as seriously. Have lots of different options and plans for the future, and use the pencil, right, with the eraser instead of the pen, all right? Now, your last two confirmation cards are different. They're not recent past energy like the first two we just did. They're more future current energies. Okay, so here we have the Seven of Cups in reverse and the Knight of Swords right side up. Okay, so we'll go one by one, and it's going to be confirming this row going horizontally. I'm sorry, going vertically down. It's not horizontal, it's vertical. Okay, so let's first talk about what the Seven of Cups in reverse means. Okay, this is, again, another card that is positive to see in the reverse position. My hair looks crazy, but it's okay. Okay, so this means here that somebody possibly made a decision about something. When the Seven of Cups is right side up, there's a different thing in every cup. So there's lots of options. They haven't made their decision yet about what choice or cup to take. When we talk about cups, we talk about emotions. What makes me emotionally fulfilled, happy, content? What are my emotional priorities, boundaries? Here, if it was right side up but it was reversed, it would be the person doesn't know yet, okay? But here, when it's in the reverse position, how it came out for you, Leo, means that somebody possibly made that decision. Somebody came out of that dark night of the soul energy, and now they're ready to be, decided about what makes them emotionally content and happy and all of those things. So sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay. I got like tickled. 1 second. All right. Sorry. So spring is on its way. I can feel it. Anyway, we're talking about that Seven of Cups in reverse. So it's coming in here, and it's confirming all these beautiful other cards that represent for momentum, progress, and graduation, right? With the Prince of Staves in the right side up position, the Two of Pentacles or Two of Sacred Circles over here, and then the Six of Cups in reverse here, that graduation energy, okay? So I feel like it really is a catalyst card, right? Or not even a catalyst, because it was already in the reverse position. So it's like once you make a decision here, Leo, or the other person, or multiple people, or just the general environment situation makes a decision and sets firmer clarity around what makes them happy, what makes you happy, what are your emotional boundaries, what are their emotional boundaries, vice versa, right? Then you can get into, again, more forward momentum, learning new things with the Prince of Staves, right side up, ready to level up in some way, and also balancing the emotions too in a more positive way with the now revert in the background there too. All right, so very nice. And then here with the Two of Sacred Circles or Two of Pentacles, if you want to move beyond here, Leo, always in that juggling energy of trying to, juggle things, right, in the correct proportion and feeling overwhelmed because the Two of, Sacred Circles or Two of Pentacles is kind of an overwhelmed feeling for some, right? Because it's like they're calling on the bear spirit for a reason, right? And it doesn't, again, have to be an actual bear. You're calling on the bear spirit. It's just like somebody reaching out and saying, I need help. How do I, harness my resources better? Not only my money, but my health, my love, what have you, all those things, okay? Because they feel overwhelmed with juggling all these things and they're trying to move ahead and have more abundance in all the different ways of what that means for them, okay? So here, when this Seven of Cups in reverse is confirming that, it's like once you make that decision or the other person makes that decision or both people, multiple people make that decision, then hopefully you will already be the bear. You will already be, taking on those qualities and you won't have to keep asking for help or feeling like overburdened here, okay? Now with the Six of Cups in reverse here, it's like, yes, if you want to say, just as an example, if they were both right side up, here we're talking about energy from the past, nostalgia, being a kid, everything's roses and ice cream and unicorns, even if you had a bad childhood, just as an example, right? And here, over here, someone hasn't made a decision. So that's kind of childish energy too, right? Like, well, not all the way, not all the time, but it's like if you are having knowledge of self and know yourself, you're going to know yourself more as you get older, as you grow older and have more years of experience. So then it's easier for you or for the other person or multiple people to make a decision to take which cup they want, right? And to be in a more adult point of view of seeing both the positive and the negative, the duality and everything. All right, cool. So now your last confirmation card here, and it is the Prince or the Knight of Swords in the right side up position. And this is again more future, current, present energies, possibilities, right? Since nothing is set in stone, okay? It's coming in here and confirming the same row that we just did vertically, but maybe a little bit differently or the same, you'll see, right? But yeah, this Knight of Swords is confirming the Prince of Staves or Wands, the Two of Sacred Circles or Two of Pentacles right side up, and also the Six of Cups in reverse. So here, it's basically saying we've got two princes or two knights together, right? So this could be like, again, maybe there's another opportunity here, Leo, for another medium-sized communication to come in, okay? Because these are both medium-sized opportunities or communications to come in that you yourself give to someone or someone gives to you, okay, or vice versa, or it's a communication from the universe, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, your ancestors, what have you, okay? But it is also being open to learning new things, that youthful energy. It's forward momentum and progress. Here he is riding on his horse, galloping forward. This guy isn't on a horse, but he's got actually the head of Horus, right? Not horse, but Horus in Egypt, okay? That is Horus, right? Am I tripping? I think so. Anyway, the general theme of both of these cards, right, is about wanting to learn and level up in some way and be the best that they can be if they are in a leadership role, or even if it's just about themselves, right? Being the best version of themselves so they can help others, or just at a base level help themselves too, and using the emotions in a positive way here to channel it into something useful, and also having the mental clarity of the sword when the sword is in the right side up position there. Okay, so very nice. And so this is like when we talk about these last two confirmation cards, like I said, it's more positive future possibilities and energies. All right. So when the Knight of Swords comes in here with this progress, this forward momentum, this possible medium-sized communication, okay, and it's coming in here with the Two of Sacred Circles or Two of Pentacles right side up. It's like, okay, if you're asking for the energy of the bear again, you're wanting to be more courageous, more in your power, you're wanting to be able to hibernate and plan your resources better, whether your resources are money or love or your health, etc., whatever it is, right? Maybe you need to make this communication, or you need to accept this communication, whether it's from somebody else or from the universe, okay? But yes, communicate is always a good thing, right? As long as you're not doing something in a mean way, right? Or maybe that's what's needed too. I mean, who am I to say? But, I would really just say that if you want to get out of that struggling energy of feeling overwhelmed, if you are, or the other person is, or multiple people, general environment situation, reach out to someone or take the advice of your spirit guides, your guardian angels, what have you, on how you can get out of that energy and make it a little bit more easier for you. Because also the other thing too is like when we talk about the Two of Sacred Circles or Two of Pentacles, when you go from 2 to 3, it's like a completely different energy. Like, yes, right on the bell there. Like the Three of Sacred Circles or Three of Pentacles is more of an energy of, okay, I've got a little bit more. I might still kind of be struggling a little bit, but I'm starting to see the light. I'm starting to have more wisdom over the situation. Sometimes you even see an eagle, or not an eagle, I'm sorry, you see an owl in the card flying around, sometimes in the Three of Pentacles, okay? So it's like you're almost there. I would just, keep going and working on your communication with yourself and with others. All right, now with the last card here, when this Knight of Swords is confirming the Six of Cups in reverse, it's like, yeah, if there's stuff from the past that no longer resonates, a person, a situation, an energy, a way of life, leave it back there in the past, okay? Keep moving forward, using your mental clarity, right? If you get confused by your emotions, or another person does, or multiple people, general environment situation, try to step back and separate a little bit and look at the logical side, look at it from different angles, right? But also look at the positive and negative in everything, right? Look at the duality, look at it from a more adult point of view. Take that graduation and those lessons you've learned and keep moving forward with even more mental clarity, all right? And progress and forward momentum and all the other nice things. Okay, so that is what we have for you here, dear Leo, as far as the tarot. But real quickly before you go, because I know we're getting almost close to that time, let's talk about your oracle cards that are usually a little more lighter, because the tarot, sometimes it's just like, damn, it just tells you the truth, and it can be a little harsh. So let's do the oracle cards before you go. So your first oracle message is your love oracle message, whether you're watching for romantic love, platonic love with friends and family, or self-love, all of the above, right? And so your love oracle message is heart-to-heart conversations, and it says, honestly discuss your feelings with each other, okay? We were just talking about communication, right? So whether it's romantic or platonic with friends or family, and excuse me, also with yourself, right? Be honest with yourself. So yeah, I think that's pretty self-explanatory, right? Don't let things fester, let it out, even if it's just journaling or talking to a friend or whatever it is, right? Work through those things. Okay. And here we go. We have your Rumi or Rumi Oracle card here, Leo. Rumi is a 13th century Persian poet that I like. And so when I saw that Elena Fairchild made an oracle deck, I got really excited and I had to get it. All right. So your Rumi or Rumi, depending on how you pronounce it, oracle card for this time period is card number 10, and it says Celestial Rose of Ma. And it's pretty abstract illustration here, but it's beautiful kind of red glowing energy in the center here. So she partners these oracle cards with a little bit of his poetry, and then at the end, a couple of sentences of how you can get into that ritual energy if you want to. So I don't read the whole thing, but you can always look up more online, hopefully, if you're interested. All right. So this is the Celestial Rose of Ma. All right. It says, the taste of bitterness becomes sweetness in love. The searching in the dark finds the light of faith revealed in love. Love transforms thistles into jasmine. Love layers heaven and gifts us with wings to soar into its mystery. Love transforms our every thought into a desire of the heart. Oh, love, how divine is your luring. Okay. Beauty flows from your unseen face. Your very nature is radiant with joy. You manifest vibrant hues in every flower. Your touch dazzles all creation. Every particle is attracted towards you, longing to unite and dwell in you. The Divine Mother offers me her rose. How rich that gift may be. I tear my flesh on its thorns and my blood flows. I curse myself for carelessness, and yet in my desire to grasp this gift, it happens again and again. Then I realize such is its scent, its beauty. How can I be tentative in my approach? My senses are drenched in beauty, and I long to inhale the exquisite perfume, to reach for the velvet dew of the petals, soft and delicate under my touch. Perhaps I will be scraped and I will bleed, yet that is not enough to deter me, to prevent me from accepting this gift. The magnificence of the bloom renders the struggle to enjoy it as a worthy, noble, and essential pursuit. Of course, I understand something so precious must be protected. It must be allowed to live more than this, to thrive. So those thorns are hooks that allow for growth, for those that would bear the pain of the ascent to the rose's blooming heart. And those thorns are barbs that keep away those that would consume the creation without appreciating its worth and beauty. Yes, those thorns serve essential purpose. I cannot begrudge them, for I love the rose, and so I love what is essential for her to be, so I love the thorns too. All right, that's really pretty. I don't remember that one, so very nice. All right. And here's the little ritual if you want to get more into that energy or just meditate on it. Okay. It says, place your hands in an open palmed, upward facing posture at the front of your chest as if to open and ready to receive. So I guess like that. I don't know, something like that. Okay. It says, say the following aloud. Rumi, who loves me unconditionally, guide the spiritual gift of the Divine Mother, the blessing of the celestial rose of Ma into my open hands and open heart, that I may know myself to be a cherished, holy child of the universe with my life unfolding according to the sublime grace. Help me surrender whatever stands in the way of such fulfillment now. May I be blessed to release pain and be open to joy. Through merciful compassion, so be it. All right, and then it says, close your hands in prayer at your heart and bow your head. You have finished your sacred honoring ritual. Okay, so yeah, that's beautiful for anyone at any time period, but hopefully you got something from this reading or something somewhere, all right, even if it's just the oracle cards or just the tarot cards. But that is your reading here, dear Leo. So thank you guys so much, as always, for your energy and your views and your likes. And if you share the video or you subscribe, they're all great free ways to support the channel here. So if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to, all you have to do is click on the bell icon in the bottom right and make sure that it's blue and it's active, and it'll just notify you when I put out new readings. But also, guys, if you want to see the photo too that I'll take in a few minutes, you can just click in the description box below and follow the instructions there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this time period. Always feel free to comment down below if you feel comfortable and let me know, but you don't have to, of course. So anyway, you guys take care, and we're going to take a break and then come back in a little bit with Cancer coming up next. All right, you guys take care. See you later. Bye.